Well, hopefully you can hear me while I'm making this. The Trashners, you know, want to put out supposed chats from people who I've cut out of my life 16 years ago, and you know, people who I'm biologically related to, that I do not get along with, do not like, and there's a reason that I cut them out of my life, 16 years ago, and that's really easy because they want to go ahead and I could post things about, her sister said about her, about NJ, her brother said about NJ, Justin's brother said about Justin. It's really easy to do those things because, not all family members get along, or sorry, not all relatives get along. Because my family, what I consider my family, is people I'm not even blood related to for the most part. So, I could do that and it's low hanging fruit. It's really easy. We all know what pieces of shit that the Trashners truly are. And they've proven it, time and time again against myself and other people and within, I guess, communities. They were run off of Facebook because people like got enough of their shit that was going on. They were causing problems. So they came over to Periscope. They followed me over here, as a matter of fact. I've been over here since the very beginning. I came over here because I was getting, banned off of Facebook and accounts suspended and couldn't play music and things like that. And we really couldn't just hang out and talk. So it was, somebody mentioned to me the account Periscope, and I came over, and that's what we did. We just kind of hang out and talk and played music until the Trashners came over, and then of course they brought all their bullshit from Facebook over here. Well, I guess it's over here, like to Periscope. They couldn't get away with a lot of things they could, on Twitter, but on Periscope, we all know a lot of that was just a free for all. So they came over and they decided to like spread their lies and tell their shit and everything else, and they did a little bit of it. And then once Periscope left, they came over to Spaces. So I'm not going to go here today and play or show a video or chats or anything else like that from their relatives that don't like them. There's a lot of them, and I've got a few. I'm sure we all do. No big deal. They want to try to somehow tear me down and think like you have to have an ego for it to bother your ego, which I don't. So they want to play some stuff about lies that they made, and they played some clips of what I said. They didn't play the entire video. I've played the entire video. Not proud of it, but it's on my Twitter. To get a reaction from family members to try to somehow destroy. And what they did is they just contacted fucking people who are not in my life anymore for 16 years. We all know, the whole thing with Materna contacting my ex-wife and things like that, but that's who these people are, right? Now, it's like I said, to do a video here of, showing some chats again from just, family members they have that they don't get along with, don't talk to, whatever. It's low hanging fruit. It's easy to do. It's easy to fake. That's the biggest thing is, they can fake anything. Especially with AI, but just in general, they're really good when it comes to making fake things. So, what I'm going to do today, though, is we're going to show. I want to show a chat. Okay, now back in 2019, it was actually no, sorry, 2019. Yeah, it was December 10th, 2019, at 3:46 a.m. is when they allowed me to download. They gave me their permission on Facebook. I'm talking about the Trashners, to download the chats after they begged me for the truce. And so I did. And I downloaded all the chats because you can't download just one chat. And they knew that. And then when their friends found out about it, when NJ Turner couldn't keep her suckhole shut, they got mad. And like they thought they were going to try to like press charges on me and call the FBI on me, et cetera, et cetera. Like I'd hacked into something and was distributing things that like it was illegal for me to do, which is complete shit because it was the Trashners, their Facebook page. They gave me permission and they give me a password twice. So like they could have done it the first time, change their mind, and not give me the password the second time. Once Facebook had everything done, and then like not let me download it, but they did. And then their friends got mad because they found out about it, and they tried to cause a whole bunch of problems and yada yada. But what it does is Facebook, when you do Messenger, you download. It separates everything into a couple of different files. It separates, your photographs into a file, the words from the text or the messaging into a file, and then the audio clips as well. So when you look at the chats, the just the ones the writing part of it, it'll have like little broken picture logos, and that's because those files are not attached to the same file folder. Now, another thing too is these are completely uneditable. It is actually a hard copy that you cannot edit. You can scroll through and you can read. You can't click on something and make the picture come up. You can't change the words. And so, what I want to do today, I had mentioned the other day about Brooke and the fact that they were so worried about her not talking to other family members of NJ's that were there in Oklahoma, that they basically told her she wasn't welcome there. They had put her out in the street essentially, or to a, I guess not in the street. I guess it was a shelter for battered women after she had a bad relationship, and instead of letting her come to their place and stay where it would be, normally would be safe with those two small grandchildren, they made her go to a shelter because they refused to let her in. And it's a sad thing. It's really a sad thing. But and also, Brooke was drug into a lot of things by NJ and Justine Trashner. And she told him point blank, like, I get out of the drama. Like, stop this shit. Like, walk away from it. Be done with it. And she essentially told them, either you choose to walk away from and stop your bullshit, or you're not going to be, around me and the kids. And then we also have NJ telling her daughter, essentially, you're not going to be a part of their lives unless you stop talking to Stuart and Marty, which are NJ's brother and sister. So I have this thing, it might bounce a little bit, and if it does, I apologize. It's a rig set up to be able to reach everything. Now, on Facebook Messenger, when you download it, the beginning of the chat is actually at the bottom. So you'll see me scroll up through all these things, right? And I don't want to hear the same bullshit we hear from them about the police reports. Like, oh, yeah, you didn't show what it was for. I'll get to that here as soon as I can. But this right here is the actual chat between NJ Turner and Brooke, who is NJ's daughter. Now you can see down here, where's it at? The little thing, I guess my arrow, right? Some arrow, yeah, right here. You can see here the date that I was downloaded it and was allowed to download it. Right, it was created here, Tuesday, December 10th, 2019, at 3:46 a.m. Right, and then here's this name here. It's called Avery Lee. Now this is a account that NJ Turner made up, and here it is right here. It's mom and dad on a fake name, Brooke. Okay, so it's NJ Turner's account that she made up with a false name to troll people, to avoid being blocked, and things like that. Okay, so here we have right here, this is December 6, 2018, 8:41 a.m. It shows all of those things on there, so they're all time-stamped. And here's Avery Lee, which is NJ Turner. It's mom and dad on a fake name, Brooke. Now, she forced, Brooke to call Justine a dad, even though the things that he did to her are reprehensible, and which is another reason why, she never came around. She got away from them and got away from him and his little, like, wandering fingers and hands and things like that. Because I guess, with him, the fact he's only ever been with NJ Turner, I mean, maybe his hands and his mind wandered a little bit. He wanted to know what it'd be like, I guess, maybe. But, it is what it is. He's a disgusting piece of shit. And, like, anybody who would support that, like NJ, and try to silence their daughter to not say anything is just ridiculously disgusting. But that's who these people are. That's why, they have the same thing. They come up with all the bullshit when it comes talking about, child rape fantasies that they have. They say people rape their children and fake child sex trafficking rings, and everything has to do with sexual assault on small children with these people when it comes to going at somebody. So I figured, what, instead of going for the low-hanging fruit and, putting out some stuff that Marty had said or her brother had said, I just figured there's no reason, because that's just low-hanging fruit and it's too easy, right? It's a biased opinion by somebody who, they don't like or doesn't like them, and that's just too easy. It's too easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and show this, because this is actually an uneditable file, okay, from Facebook, the download of the words from the chat between NJ Turner and her daughter, Brooke. And we're going to see exactly what I told everybody, who NJ Turner really is and what they've done and put this girl through. And they refuse to get off this shit and stop the bullshit. and, be a mom and be a grandparent. They refused. This was more important to them. And in this point here, back in 2018, 2019, they still had a couple of minor children at the house. Their sons were, I think, believe, still minors at this point. And, it's horrible, the fact that you would have one of your children, and who is the parent of your grandchildren on top of it, would say, get off this shit, stop this shit, quit dragging me into this shit, and yada, yada, yada. And be a parent, be a grandparent. And for them to outright just absolutely fucking refuse. So at the end of this, the way this camera thing is set up, I'll have to like raise this arm up a little bit. And it may bounce a little bit. I apologize. But that way you can see the very end of it. We're going to read this, because I'm not sure if recording a screen, sometimes it looks kind of funky. And I don't know what's going to go on with that. So for sure, we're just going to go ahead and not do that, right? So I don't even need sound for this, because there's no sound clips except for myself talking. So let's get right into this. It won't take very long. Now that I've set all this up and understanding what's been going on here and what this is. So we have Avery Lee, right? It's mom and dad on a fake name, Brooke. And then she tries to send some kind of a picture. And I can't even, on here, like, I'm not trying to throw people's names, but I cannot edit this. I can't do anything with this file. This is a raw file directly from Facebook, so I can't black out names or anything like that. So it just kind of is what it is at this point, right? If they want to dox me and my kids and everything else anyway, so fuck them. So this isn't really a dox. This is literally just showing something that I was given permission back on December 10th, 2019 to download and to have in my possession and do with as I please. Just as if, like, when NJ Turner mentioned, they can do with it what they want. Like, talking about myself and Tammy Blair in the video called Cut the Shit Karen that NJ made about Karen Materna. So I was given permission to download and to do with it as I wish. So, here we go. So it says you added on December 6, 2018, you added Brooke Fulbright on Messenger. And Brooke says, okay. All right. Can we see? Okay. I don't know where it is here. So we're going to go ahead and scroll up just a little bit. Let me see here. So pardon me with the scrolling, because on my phone it's hard to tell. Brooke says, okay. And then, of course, on Facebook Messenger, when you add somebody, it says you can now call each other and see information like active status, excuse me, and when you've read messages. Fantastic. NJ says, are you up? And then, let's see, I'll scroll down here. Right? So NJ goes, and she, right here, right? She sends a little picture that you can't see in these chats because this is just the words from the chat. Another little picture, right? Another little picture. Let's go back over here. Okay, another little picture. And you can see right here, these are timestamps of when these chats happened. Okay. So here we have on November 4th, 2019. Now, Stuart is NJ's brother, right? So here we go. Now we have NJ involving her daughter, who's not on here, right? Had no part of anything else. And she's trying to get Brooke involved in these things to turn her against Stuart and Marty, who, again, are NJ's brother and sister. Now, Stuart is her brother, right? So it says Stuart is sending pictures of you at his house to Gina to post. Oh, and Jen's made a video of you saying that Stuart is saying you poisoned their dog and laughed about it. Here we go. Now we have Stuart is telling Gina, you said I came to your job to try and get you fired, and you know I didn't do that shit. You know what? That is what happened. Okay? Because she wanted to go out there and turn out, like, be the little ghetto piece of shit that she is, and almost got her daughter fired. And they try to blame that shit on myself and others, though. But anyways, we'll just go ahead. Oh, and Stuart is telling Gina that you are saying that you are trying to get custody of Grayson and that you are trying to get Justin to move out. Now, Grayson is their youngest son. Justin would be Justin Jr. Okay. Poor kid. Can't fucking even run away from the name at this point unless he changes it. But I digress. Okay. And again, this is all November 4th, 2019, 9:06 a.m., 9:07 a.m. Like, she's just bombarding Brooke with all this bullshit, like at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. So then we go to here. It says, just thought I'd let you know what the evil shit you have chosen to hang with is doing behind your back. I'll find all those videos and send them to you. So what NJ is really trying to do is she's trying to turn Brooke against her family that NJ doesn't like. Okay, this is not the family members who don't like NJ and Justin saying these things. This is her trying to manipulate her adult daughter. This is how sick these people are, right? So here's Brooke, right? So she responds back at 9:13. So about, what it's 5, 6 minutes later, something like that. Here's what Brooke says. I'm not involved in that drama. Quit messaging me about that crap. I'm trying my hardest to have some sort of family in my life. I don't even work there anymore. If they are evil, let them be evil. Karma will get them. And with Grayson, I don't care to get custody of him. He's clothed at your house, fed at your house. He's safe as far as I'm concerned. You enjoy your family. I'll enjoy mine. And if for some crazy chance you act like you want to be around us and your grandkids, then you are welcome. But as of right now, you're crazy, but that's okay. Because you're just you. Love you. Happy holidays. So they're trying to manipulate Brooke against the family members that NJ Turner doesn't like. So these aren't the people trying to turn her against NJ. These are the NJ trying to turn her against the family NJ doesn't like. Now you're going to see when NJ starts putting out novels and the things that she says to try to manipulate Brooke. Now she does this try to manipulate everybody. They twist things and they will go talk to people and lie and things like that to make them, go their way. And if you don't fall in line with them, then all of a sudden, well, you're just a piece of shit. Okay, so we're going to go here to this next one. This is a long, long book here that NJ put, so kind of bear with me. So 13 minutes later, okay, says right here 9:26 p.m. So here we go. Avery Lee, which is, again, NJ Turner talking to Brooke, which is her daughter. I will have nothing to do with you as long as you are hanging with that trash you call quote-unquote family who has done nothing but tried to destroy our house. Stuart, Stephanie, and Marty entered into this shit with these people that we wanted away from, and you entertain them all, even knowing that shit. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Stephanie was one of NJ's sisters too, I think. She's the one where her husband threw the drink at Justin Sr. and he ran in the house like a bitch and yelled at his oldest son, Justin Jr., to get out there and defend his family when he was like 17, 18 years old because Justin was too much of a bitch to do it. So that's who Stephanie was. Anyways, let's continue. Nobody knew where we were when we moved here until they told them all where we were. Why don't you just ask your own brother what all they have done to them and actually listen to them from their own words? So in other words, the brothers, were manipulated by the NJ and them, then told these things, and they were living at home and believed their parents because they tried to do exactly to Brooke what they did to those two boys. And with Brooke, it just didn't work. So they have started shit and talked shit to everyone about them, even telling people that Grayson shits his fucking pants when he doesn't. Okay, so that's where the shitty pants thing came from. It was from NJ's brother, Stuart. Made a comment that, instead of getting up and going to the bathroom, he's busy playing video games and he shit himself. That was the story that Stuart told. And it drove NJ and them crazy, you know what I mean? But that was from their family. They made the comments. We didn't just make shit up like it actually was said by them. And here we are where NJ actually fucking admits it. Gina making videos for, it's supposed to be your brother, Justin, telling him she wants to teach him how to eat her pussy. Well, I mean, he got tired of NJ trying to teach him how. But anyways, everything we do, those crazy people know about it because of Stuart, Stephanie, and Marty. They video us at the house and they send it all over to them. Every time you speak to them, they record you and send it over to them. They're using you for information. Don't speak to them about any of us. All caps and an exclamation point because they were yelling. Being super tough guys, NJ. We want to be left alone by these people, which is false because they've continued through all of this and still continue to this day to do what they've done. Crazy is what you are doing by calling those devils family over your own family that has been there for you, and that's all they want. You've been there for her except for when she had to go to a homeless shelter for battered women because you guys refused to let her in your home with those grandkids because of all this, and she wouldn't fall in line and hate the people that you hate. They want to divide us, and if you would ever stop and listen and watch, you would actually see that. But you're too head in the sand for that. They do not care about you, exclamation point. All they do is talk shit about you behind your back to all these crazy internet people when you won't even watch to go see. While they lie and smile to your face when you are around them. when you see what they're doing, then maybe we will talk. Until then, no! Exclamation point. We want nothing to do with them for what they do to us every day. So here's more of the Turner victim mentality, right? They are evil pieces of shit. You do what you want. I promise you, they don't give a shit about you. Don't discuss anything having to do with us, with them. All they're going to do is all they're doing is recording you every time you are with them to hand over to Gina and others to play online. Your brothers are the ones they are affecting. Keep that in mind. So you see the manipulation or the attempted manipulation here? So Brooke doesn't pay attention to any of this. She wasn't seeing it. NJ's just trying to force feed her all a bunch of lies and shit and try to manipulate her into hating the other side of her family that she actually has a relationship with. Because NJ didn't like him and because they didn't bow down to NJ. So she's literally bringing Brooke into these things and telling her these things, these lies, in order to try to get them away from the family members that actually she has a part of. And she wanted to be part of their life, and they actually want to be part of her life. But NJ couldn't handle that. NJ wanted to be in control of that. She wanted to make sure that nobody had any contact or anything relationship-wise with that side of the family because NJ doesn't like him. Because he tell the truth about NJ. But that's the manipulation, right? And then now Brooke's an adult, right? She's an adult, has children, and so she's not doing this to a minor child. She's done this and is saying this to her adult child, who has no part of anything, right? I mean, that's who NJ is, okay? That's who she is. Let's go down here again. So the next thing was at 9:42. Okay, so let's see. That one was at 9:26 on November 4th, 2019. Okay. So then Brooke doesn't say anything. NJ comes back at November 4th, 2019 at 9:42 p.m. So here we go again. You do realize that they are the ones who called child welfare on us and you, right? Oh, wait a minute. But I thought all of us called child welfare on NJ Turner. Oh, yeah, here we go. You do realize they are the ones who told everyone online about your probation, right? They got them to call on your probation and also to call not only Hooters on you, but also the police department here to try to have you fucking arrested. Oh, wait a minute. NJ's the one who went to Brooke's job at Hooters and almost got her fired. Yeah, it was NJ. But, she likes to blame everybody else, right? Okay. So that's why the first day the officer came out with child welfare with your warrant. Wow. So there's NJ admitting the cop called child welfare out. Not me. Not anybody else. It was the cops. We have Angela Castavinci, number one. Okay. We have number two, Marty and them, who admitted it. Number three, here's the cop, like I said. And number four is Karen Materna that NJ admitted, posted on Facebook that Karen did it, made a video talking about the things Karen does and admitted Karen did it. But hey, why worry about the truth, right? Stuart, Stephanie, and Marty are the reason why all that shit happened. Gina keeps talking about Caden online, which I'm assuming is the grandchild. I don't think any of us ever knew that kid's name. But, here we are. She keeps saying you aren't taking care of him! Exclamation point. It's Stuart and them! Exclamation point. Angry face. I wash my hands. I have tried to warn you! Exclamation point. I'm sick of this shit and you will not listen! Exclamation point. Yeah, Brooke, you would not be manipulated by them. You would not listen to their lies and be manipulated by them. How dare you be a free-thinking individual and want to have a relationship with your family members? So here's Brooke's response, right? At 10:41, almost an hour later, okay? Blah, blah, blah. Seriously, Mom, get off the internet. I don't believe them. I also don't believe you. In the end, I'm going to try to have a family. I would bring Caden over to see y'all quite often if it wasn't for you and Dad telling Marley and I that we aren't welcome there. And Marley would be the oldest grandchild, I'm assuming. And guess Caden would be the youngest one. So I guess we won't come around. Wouldn't want to be somewhere we aren't welcome. As for the warrant BS, that's just it. It's BS. End of story. Stop bothering me with your internet drama. I put myself in debt to get away from that crap. So Brooke put herself in debt to get away from NJ and Justina and all the stuff they were doing online because they chose online and arguing with people as opposed to being a parent or a grandparent. And that's how pathetic these people truly are. Don't bother messaging me again. I'm serious. I'm already stressing out over enough. I'm having health issues because of this pregnancy. So I don't need a third grandchild. Don't know. Don't care. And I for damn sure don't need my own mother pestering me. Let me get a drink real quick. I apologize. Okay. If I want to be around my family, I will. They haven't given me a reason to worry yet. And about me, quote, not taking care of my son, end quote, who cares? DHS is welcome to my house every day, if they please. He is beyond cared for. We are a loving home. We have our bills paid and food in the kitchen. Stop messaging me about your drama. Excuse me. So Brooke's telling her, fucking stop. Like, we don't want to be a part of your internet drama bullshit. And, if you want to choose to be a parent or a grandparent and try to stop manipulating her, then she was going to want to be that. Because she wanted to have a relationship with her family. Other than just NJ and Justina. But see, NJ's that controlling person who wants everybody just to be for her. She's brainwashed the fuck out of her boys and everything else on top. And this proves how manipulative NJ Turner really is. To her own adult daughter with her grandchildren, mind you. Only grandchildren. Okay? So, here we go. So NJ responds at 3:12 a.m. This must have been after they got done doing a live with all the extension cords running out to their van. But here we go anyways, okay? One last thing. Now, Tony has spoken to Gina. Gina played it all tonight online. Why he said the shit he said to Gina, I have no clue. Saying I trapped his ass when I got pregnant with you. Oh, yeah, that was Brooke's dad. Telling the truth about NJ. Yep, Gina played it all in his voice.